Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Telecast-tv. I'm Miracle Angala. Obi, Atiku, Amechi in big trouble as some group approach court to deregister ADC as a political party in Nigeria. Endeavor to watch to the end. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share your thoughts. Don't miss trading videos.
Hello there, good evening and thanks for joining us on Political Lens. I am Chukwuma Okoro. Well, in case you don't know, we are broadcasting on Metro SLTV channel 264 on YouTube and other social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. You can also be a part of this conversation by calling in or sending WhatsApp messages to the number scrolling on your screen. On the show today, Obi, Atiku, Amechi in trouble as group approaches court to deregister ADC, that's the African Democratic Congress. Away from that, two more lawmakers pull out of Fubara's impeachment plot and the U.S. to stop processing all visas to Nigerians. And I've been joined in the studio here by Barrister Darlington Agomo. Barrister Agomo is a lawyer and political affairs analyst. Good evening, Barrister Agomo, and thanks for joining me on Political Lens.
Good evening, Mr. Koro. It's my pleasure to be here.
Big one. I appreciate your presence, sir. Now, let's get into it. The Federal High Court in Abuja is set to hear a suit seeking the deregistration of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, and four other political parties over alleged constitutional and electoral infractions. The case filed by the National Forum of Former Legislators, NFFL, is scheduled for hearing on February 16, 2026, and targets ADC, Accord Party, Zenith Labour Party, Action Alliance, and Action People's Party, AAP. The NFFL argues that the affected parties have consistently failed to meet mandatory benchmarks required under the 1999 Constitution as amended, particularly provisions guiding party performance and compliance. While central to the suit is Section 2225, subsection A of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which empowers authorities to withdraw recognition from political parties that do not satisfy statutory and performance standards. According to the forum, the continued existence of non-performing political parties weakens democratic accountability, strains electoral administration, and confuses voters. The NFFL insists the action is not politically motivated, but aimed at enforcing constitutional compliance, sanitizing Nigeria's political space, and strengthening a disciplined, credible, and accountable multi-party democracy. Barrister Darlington, what's your reaction to this development? Application made to a court to deregister ADC and four other political parties. How do you react to this, sir?
It will not fly, especially in that of ADC. Because in the last dispensation, I think ADC had somebody. I don't know actually the particular person, I think from Abuja or so. Though the person later defected, but ADC made an inroad. Then apart from that, that is not the only criteria. That's not the only criteria for deregistering a political party. There are other criteria. So if you have met the other ones, and the only crime the only offense you committed is because you don't have somebody at the National Assembly or in a state as a governor and all that. That should not be the only reason. Look, this thing that the APC is doing, it will backfire.
No, we are talking about the registering APC.
I am coming. If APC have been treated the way they are treating other political opponents, they will not exist. Oh. They will not exist. ADC, is it former ADC or this present one? Because this present one is a new dispensation. People came in to make up this particular ADC now. So the old ADC is gone. You are talking of a new ADC, even though they are bearing.
Barrister, ADC is ADC. There's nothing like old or new ADC.
The members
in
now.
In the letters of the Independent National Electoral Commission, what you have there is the ADC.
Fine.
As a political party which they registered at some point.
Fine, but it is arguable in court that new members have come in to form the new ADC. That is just the simple truth. So if you want to use that criteria, it will not fly. And I will advise APC to be very, very circumspect in some of these things they are trying to do. They should be very, very wary, because if they succeed in being the only party that will feature in this election, that means they are in trouble.
Barrister, we'll come to the question of who you think might be responsible for all of this. Now, let's examine the provisions of the section and what that means for ADC and other parties.
For the registration,
yes, grant for the registration. INEC can register a party if it breaches registration requirements or fails to win at least 25% of votes in a state for presidential elections or in a local government for governorship elections or fails to win any ward seat in the council assembly elections. Now, INEC's authority, this section empowers INEC to ensure parties remain active and meet constitutional standards as confirmed by court rulings where INEC's registration powers were upheld. Now, in the context, within the context, section 225A was introduced to strengthen electoral laws by ensuring political parties actively participate and perform rather than just existing. And it's a crucial part of the Constitution's framework for political parties. Now, Barrister, let's examine this. It says that fails to win at least 25% of votes in a state for presidential
elections. That fails to register. That's the first one. That fails to win at least 25% of votes that is
in a state.
The first criteria.
No, that's the ground for the registration. It says INEC can register a party if it breaches registration requirements or fails to win at least 25% of votes in a state for presidential elections. Now, in the last presidential elections, are you aware if ADC met on these parties met that requirement, 25% of votes cast in
their man came third or something, Abi? Kachuku.
No, Kachuku pulled out, but they now pulled, they collapsed into the Labour Party. You know, but that was an informal alliance between them and the Labour Party. INEC wasn't informed. They said, look, let's collapse our structure to the Labour Party. So that was what happened. So that doesn't necessarily mean that ADC at that point had an alliance with the Labour Party.
So that criteria is not complete. INEC should have taken...
Are you the one setting the law?
No. I want to tell you, based on what we are seeing today, INEC should have included that if a party go into collabo with another party, and they now made an inroad to fulfill some of the conditions, will you equally deregister the party? The answer is no. Yes. By collaborating with the Labour Party, and then of course you saw the inroad Labour Party made. So are you going to still deregister them? You can't do that. At
no point did ADC become the Labour Party. That is the point.
But they work together.
But INEC doesn't know. It's an arrangement that was quite informal because at no point did they go to INEC and say, oh, we are collapsing our structure. There wasn't a merger. There wasn't an alliance known to INEC.
But the fact remains that it happened.
To who? To the knowledge of who? To the knowledge of you and I.
Look, if INEC refused to recognize it, that is their own cup of tea. But as it starts today, with the activities going on in ADC...
But we are not talking about activities. We are discussing this thing based on the points of the law. The law says you must have, there's a threshold, there's a benchmark. And if ADC didn't meet that benchmark, like AA and Accord Party and all of these other parties, people have gone to court to say, look, INEC, you need to deregister these people.
As far as I'm concerned, ADC is active.
Okay.
Very, very active. These other parties have not had their name or anything. I know, in fact, they don't have even anybody, of note in that party. All these other parties you mentioned. And so, you can't compare them with ADC. And there is no way you can deregister ADC at this point in time. It's not possible. Except you are calling for chaos.
Okay, except you are calling for chaos. What do you mean by that?
Yes, because they will not take it though. In fact, Nigerians will not take it. How come it is only APC that have made everything?
But they are not saying you should be registered Labour Party or PDP or even SDP because these people made the threshold and the benchmark. Nobody is talking about them. They are talking about parties that possibly they didn't meet the requirements.
No. Aside from what we have today, ADC is the most active opposition party.
Barrister, if they are the most active opposition party, how many people do they have in the National Assembly?
They will go into the election before you begin to adjudicate on what
they are judging. Their suit is based on what happened in 2023.
There is a new ADC now. The people that was there before are not the people that are there today. Yes, that's the difference. So you have to give them a chance.
But are you speaking on emotions? Are you speaking on the point of law? When you say that there is a new ADC, I don't understand.
New entrants into the party, yes.
So there's a new APC too?
Eh?
There's a new APC?
No, they didn't want
to. Because a lot of people are also joining the APC.
No, not to that. No, not to that extent. Remember when the ADC collapsed their leadership, their structure?
They didn't collapse their structure.
No. They surrendered their leadership to David Mark.
Okay.
Is that not true?
Okay.
Nwosu left and then handed over to David Mark and others. It's on record.
Okay.
So, and INEC is aware. INEC has been approving all they have been doing and others. So why would they come now to deregister them?
Okay, so when Nentawe Iwada became the new party chairman of the national chairman of the APC became anew because there was a handover of power. Is that what you're saying?
No. In that of ADC, we don't have any two chairman or whatever. No. In that of PDP, I mean, in that of APC, they choose a new chairman.
Just like ADC.
And there have not been any division there. There has not been any division. I mean, we are here when Tinubu raised his hand as the new chairman of the party. And since then, we haven't had any other discordant notes. So why would you want to compare incomparable?
Barrister, if we are not talking about, if you are talking about the leadership, you are aware that there's also a suit, before a court, where Nafiu Gombe says, I am the original chairman of the ADC, because by virtue of our constitution, if Ralph Nwosu stepped aside, I am the highest ranking member of the National Working Committee, so I should assume that office. But we are not discussing the leadership. We are talking about the benchmark for meeting elections. Now, what will be the options, available for the trial of Peter Obi, Atiku, and Amechi, if and only if, if by chance they succeed, the court gives order, look, ADC, AA, AAC, AAP, and other parties didn't meet the registration threshold or the performance threshold, and they registered them. What would be the options available to these people?
Mr. Okoro, let me tell you a story.
Okay.
When Abdulsalami Abubakar was to, hand over to civilian administration after the June 12 debacle, what is it called? Afenifere, or what I call AD that time.
Okay.
They were not prepared. They are just smarting from June 12 struggle.
The Nadeko
struggle. And so they had nothing. I mean, nothing. Not even one office anywhere. And then Abdulsalam Abubakar threatened that, look, if you people did not, if you did not meet the criteria, that time it was, is it not? I know it was not INEC they call it. They call it another name. That is the name they call it that time. Neko. So, if you did not meet the criteria, you will not participate too. Abraham Adesanya, who was their leader at that time, he threatened that, look, if they did not take part in this election, that the Yorubas will leave Nigeria. I'm telling you. And going from aftermath of June 12th, the Yorubas were already angry with what happened, how Abiola died and everything. And so, Abdulsalam Abubakar, he saw the handwriting on the wall and said, okay, 3 days to the closing date, he told INEC that they should register AD, whether they fulfill the criteria or not. That was what happened.
Okay.
So on what ground now will you now, the only active opposition political party, Mr. Okoro, please, will APC be comfortable with this kind of thing you are saying? It can never happen. They should go to court and strike that thing out. That's what I'm saying. It can never happen.
Okay, now, Barrister, you painted a picture now, which was a military rule. During the military rule, Abdulsalami Abubakar gave that order and it was obeyed. So, do you see the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu saying, don't deregister ADC or don't deregister this?
He cannot even try that. If they can do it in a military regime, then what of
Exactly my point. Abdulsalami Abubakar gave NECO the order. You have to register this political party, whether they fulfill the requirements or not. Now, my direct question is, do you think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu can give orders to INEC to say, don't deregister this political party?
He have no choice.
Okay, he has no choice.
He has no choice.
Especially when he knows that people in the party seem to be, his albatross.
Yes.
Look, Atiku, El-Rufai, and the opposition, they are gathering.
Mr. Okoro, listen very well.
Okay.
Let me tell you why Tinubu will not even try it.
He will not try to do what?
He will not try to deregister this political party himself and his INEC chairman. INEC chairman, listen.
Okay.
They have been controlling all these institutions now. Is it not on record? It's a question of telling them what to do. Now listen. It had been in the rumor mill that Tinubu want to create a one-party state.
Okay. And
that is why Wike is doing what he's doing with Labour Party, with PDP, all the active opposition. And now this particular ADC managed to overcome all the hurdles. And they are active. Nigerians are now deferring to them. They are preparing for election only for this thing to happen. And you are telling me that the ruling party will support it. On what ground? They dare not. I'm telling you, because the aftermath will not be palatable. It will not be palatable, seriously.
Barrister, I like your optimism, and I hope that a lot of Nigerians, share this optimism, because that was what we said about Nigeria, descending to one-party state. At some point, we had one or two governors say, look, we are moving to the APC, and Nigerians say, oh, it's not possible. At last count, APC has about 30 governors. So is that far away from Nigeria being one-party state?
The other party...
So if that could happen, what gives you the impression that this administration, like you say, they are in control of the institutions of government? What gives you the impression that they cannot outrightly say, look, we need you to register this political party? And they might do it at such a time that it will be difficult for these people, talking about Obi, Atiku, Amechi, El-Rufai, to effectively get into another party, conduct primaries, and present a presidential candidate. What gives you that impression that this administration can't do it?
I'm telling you, because of the aftermath.
What's the aftermath?
The aftermath will be very embarrassing to Tinubu, who claims to be a Democrat.
So you think he does it look like the president and his people? Does it look like they care? Do you think they care?
He can no longer explain what they did with PDP and Labour Party.
Okay.
He cannot, because everybody saw what happened. And APC cannot deny involvement. He cannot deny involvement. Look, a Democrat, when he sees something going wrong, he will step in. And I want to give you a very good example again. When Obi was asked to go back to his seat in Anambra, Andoba, with the aid of Obasanjo, Obasanjo with the aid of, Andoba with the aid of Obasanjo, stayed put in Oka government house. He was there. He refused to leave. Because Obasanjo told him to stay there. It was when Yar'Adua came into office. The first thing he did was to tell Andoba to get out of that place.
Okay.
Based on the Supreme Court ruling. Again, did you hear me? Based on what the Supreme Court ruled, though, yet
which Obasanjo had flouted.
He refused to obey it. You see what power can do. So, and Umaru Diko is an APDP, is a PDP man like Obasanjo.
Umaru Yar'Adua.
Yes, Umaru Yar'Adua. He was a PDP president like Obasanjo. Meanwhile, Peter Obi is from Abga. So you can see what that you don't need to tell me you're a Democrat. Let me see it in your action.
But the president, does he pretend to be a Democrat? Do you see him as a Democrat?
Oh, somebody that told you he fought for Nadeko.
No, but it's not what they told us. Do you see him as a Democrat?
I don't. From the beginning.
Okay, so if you don't see him as a Democrat, why do you think that he will not go to the extent of the registering political parties?
Because that was what he sold to Nigeria. Look, that was what he sold to Nigeria.
Are you sure you're not mixing this thing
I'm not mixing it up. That was what he sold to Nigeria. But events now is telling us that he is. In fact, even those who were banking on him, they are regretting it.
But sir, if events are telling us that, look, the president is not a Democrat, as you have said, now what gives you the impression that the president will stop either INEC or the court from the registering ADC and other political parties? That's the point.
Because of the pushback from within and outside.
Okay, because of the pushback from within and outside.
In fact, it will be very, very disastrous
for him. That pushback, where will it come from?
Within and outside.
outside, like
Donald Trump is watching us now.
you think he's watching?
He said what?
I think he's watching.
I think
he's still watching.
Do I think?
Anyway, Dr. Barrister, that's one of our topics of discussion. We'll get to that, at that point. So, but when you say from inside and outside, which inside are you talking about?
Inside, the other political parties will now gang up.
Okay.
There's no way they will take it. When you are trying to squeeze them out of the political space in Nigeria, they will not take it. Now you know.
Which political parties are you talking about?
All the other political opposition parties.
All the other opposition parties that have up until this moment not found a united voice, to tackle the government.
Listen very well. If an old woman said that she cannot run, that does not include when they go to carry her snuff box.
Okay.
So if you think the oppositions are asleep, you have hypnotized them. Not when you want to form a one-party state in Nigeria.
That is what we are seeing. What have they done? So they will only act when they have all been decimated.
I said, watch it. Nigeria cannot tolerate. Nigerians, in fact, Nigerians as a whole cannot tolerate it.
Okay.
They cannot. It can never happen.
Barrister, when you say that Nigerians cannot tolerate it, what is it that Nigerians have not tolerated in recent times?
When push comes to shove.
At what point?
They will react.
At what point?
Even Tinubu knows.
Okay.
When Obasanjo wanted third term, did he succeed?
Okay.
And when Abacha wanted to remain life president.
When Jonathan removed fuel subsidy, what did Nigerians do?
They went to Ojota.
When Tinubu removed fuel subsidy, what happened?
Now, you see, that's part of what I'm telling you.
Okay.
They tolerated all those things, thinking that the man meant well. Now that they have seen that the man came with deceit.
So now that they have known that he came with deceit, according to you, what have they done?
Every other thing Tinubu has done enough, have they succeeded?
Have they not succeeded?
Even this so-called tax law and all that.
Okay.
Don't you see the pushback? And now it is now suspended.
No, it's not suspended.
It is on pause.
The operational guidelines.
They
will release those guidelines soon.
But it is on pause as I talk to you now. Is that not true?
Okay.
So is that not because of the pushback? No, tell me, is that not because
it's not. It's the guidelines. They said there were discrepancies in the guidelines. So that is what they are working on.
They want to give themselves a soft landing.
So apparently you believe that Nigerians have the ability to push back.
Yes.
And it will get to a point where they will say, no, we can't take any of this anymore.
Yes. In fact, I believe in the resistance of Nigerians. When their life is at stake, they will resist every government, no matter where it is coming from. Did you see how we fought Babangida? Abacha.
Barrister, now sometimes you tell me that I get them before not be property. You know, how we fought the military, how we fought this and that. Barrister, why are we fighting now? That is the question.
That is why I'm telling Tinubu, don't take Nigerians for granted.
Okay, so you clearly understand that Nigerians are not fighting.
So don't take them for granted, because if you overreach yourself, they will disown you. And you may not even stand what is coming. If you want to create a one-party state in Nigeria, the aftermath will be, in fact, it will be disastrous. It will be in fact, it will bury your political career, whether you like it or not. It cannot be possible. Never.
Okay, now, Barrister, let me ask you this question. Why is it difficult for people in the opposition party talk about Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Rotimi Amechi, Nasir El-Rufai, David Mark, Bolaji Abdullahi, and all these people within the opposition party, especially the ADC? You know, they're short for a political party for a long time. Why is it difficult for them to register a brand new political party that will be devoid of all these leadership crises, going to court here, going to court there, you know, so that to weed out all those impurities, you know, that are confounding them now? Why is it difficult for them to do that?
Because of structures and funding.
Structures are funding. Are they not funding the ADC?
Because of structures and funding, ADC already has structure. At least they made inroad in the last dispensation, which you and I can attest to.
No, but you said ADC is new now.
Because the people join them now. That is the new thing. Not that they are.
So, but they inherited the old structure.
They joined
Barrister,
them.
some people built this structure that you are talking about.
From the structure.
Barrister, some people built this structure we are talking about. Why can't they build it?
There is no time for all those things. There's
Barrister,
no time.
1 year
there's no
is not
time.
enough time to build these structures.
There is no time.
And they keep running from pillar to post, from LDP to ADC to AA to here and there.
They looked at all.
And anywhere they go, there are entry barriers for them.
They are looking for options. And they saw that option in ADC.
I know. My question is,
So,
why can't they register a brand new political party that will be devoid of all these problems, leadership problems?
Because you don't know what happened with the other party. You saw when they registered ADA. INEC raised this.
No, the process is still on. The process is still on. Process of registration of new parties is still on.
No. Listen, it's only 2 political parties that INEC recognize out of the 174 of them. Abi?
But even at that, the process is still on.
Look at what I'm telling you now. The process of registering a party now is so cumbersome that it will end up by October this year.
Okay.
So by October this year, what will you do then to contest the election in November? Because that's when I heard that they want to do this election. Look at it yourself. It's not possible. It's not feasible. No matter how you look at it, it's not feasible. That's just the truth. So they now have to choose the easier path. And that is using ADC, which the law allows. The law allows it. So this other thing you are saying now is like a minus.
Which one? What am I saying?
Like people going to court and raising all sorts of things. As long as the party is active and visible, you cannot deregister them at this point in time. You cannot.
First, the law didn't talk about being active or visible. The law gave a benchmark. You have to have certain number of this and this and that. So, and that is what, these are the points of law. That is what the court is going to look at, not whether they are active or not. Because you can still be active and not have members. You haven't won elections. That is what matters.
I told you that they had somebody before. Is that not true?
Barrister, is not having somebody. It's about winning a certain percentage of votes in a state at the presidential level. And if it's at the state level, in local government elections, these things are there. They are very clear in the letters of the Constitution and the electoral law.
If it were so, APC wouldn't have become alive.
Why?
Because they didn't meet most of these things before a PDP allowed them to come on board. They didn't.
Okay, PDP allowed them.
Yes, PDP allowed them. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. PDP, yeah, they in fact, PDP was even PDP created APC.
When was the first time APC ran an election?
That was in 2015.
So there were elections in 2019?
No. Before they come alive. Before they came alive.
But it is just based on elections, the previous elections.
That's what I'm telling you now.
So there were no previous elections in 2011.
All those criteria, PDP had to bypass it for APC.
Barrister, they didn't bypass it.
They did.
It is the law that did, because barrister, APC came on board in 2015. As at 2015, the only election that was conducted was the 2011 election. And as at that time, APC was not a registered political party.
You are not getting it.
No, you see that it's not getting it.
Listen, APC is a merger of 3 or 4 political parties.
And it doesn't matter.
But the process of that APC, it was not followed according to the law. But PDP allowed it. That's what I'm telling you.
Who told it wasn't followed according to the law?
It was not. Go and check
your record. What facts do you have? No, give me the facts. Give us the facts. It was not. Barrister, give us the facts. What didn't they meet? What criteria did they not meet?
You need to surrender your former positions.
Okay.
As a political party.
Okay.
And then you now assume a new life of your own.
Okay.
With new structures, new leadership and everything.
Okay.
All these things were not in place.
Barrister, they were in place. They were in place. One of the conditions was that the CPC, the AD, and the APP, as are then, will have to conduct national conventions, for the delegates to agree and allow the party to collapse. I attended the National Convention of AD somewhere in Lagos Island. I was a journalist then. I'm still one. I attended the one for CPC in Kaduna, and I attended even the one of AMPP.
There are internal structures that they did not meet, Mr. Okoro.
Barrister, they did. Let's leave that. Barrister, let's get into our second point of discussion.
There are internal structures that APC did not meet, but being the person of Jonathan,
Barrister,
he had to allow
Jonathan had nothing to do with it.
He had.
Met it based on
they
the points
allowed
of
them
law.
to exist. They allowed them to exist. APC knows it. They allowed them to exist.
Okay.
Time will not permit me to go into the nitty-gritty. APC knows the favor that PDP did to them.
Barrister, let's go to Rivers State. Let's go to Rivers State, where 2 more members of the Rivers State House of Assembly have withdrawn from the impeachment move against Governor Sim Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu, bringing the total number of lawmakers who have stepped back to 4. The latest to withdraw are Deputy Minority Leader Barile Nwako and Emilia Amadi, who said they were choosing peace and stability over continued political confrontation. Although they insisted that impeachment allegations were based on alleged constitutional breaches and a broken peace agreement supervised by President Bola Tinubu, the lawmakers said the appeals from stakeholders influenced their decision. They called for a political solution, urging the governor to respect the constitution and honor past agreements to resolve the ongoing reverse political crisis. Well, Barrister, you've heard it. What's your reaction?
My reaction is that, look, I know that it will end up like this. Mr. Okoro, since this is started, have I approved of what they are doing with Wike? These are lawmakers that are loyal to Wike. I hope you remember. The
lawmakers are what?
The lawmakers that are loyal to Wike.
Oh, so you now agree that they are loyal to Wike?
He wasn't not the one teleguiding them. Okay. And I told you that this thing will backfire.
Beautiful.
Yes, it backfired. So it was not sustainable. Okay. Whether you support them or that one is bygone. It did not succeed. The first two that stepped down from this impeachment notice was Wike's arch supporters. The first two. Remember, when people that your henchmen left your group, what does that tell you? And since that thing happened, since over 3 days now, have you had Wike anywhere? This is a man who grants a press interview almost every day. I know that by the
he's gone back to work.
Oh, really?
He spent like 17, 18 days in Rivers State. So he's gone back to work.
When he was doing all those things, was he not the minister of FCT?
He was on vacation. He was on vacation. After all, the president went on vacation.
Who told you? You do vacation in your state, Abi? And you are doing political.
He's a patriotic Rivers man, so he had to go home to do his vacation.
He was not on vacation.
I'm not speaking for him, but I'm just saying. Anyway.
If you like, speak for him.
No, I'm not.
Mr. Okoro, I won't even stop you if you want to speak for him.
No, Barrister, I don't speak for anybody. I'm just asking you a question.
But from what you are saying now, you look like you are speaking for him.
Barrister, he said, must he spend his vacation in his home state? I say yes. He's patriotic. You chose to. But the president chose to spend his own in Europe. He decided to go to Rivers to spend his own.
What he was doing doesn't look like somebody on vacation.
Okay. Okay, what about working vacation?
It still does not add up.
Okay. So what adds up to you?
He was even in the assembly that day when they were issuing those impeachment notices. He was present in the assembly.
It's unconfirmed report.
I said he was there. Which was not confirmed.
It's not confirmed.
I said it was there. He was present, Mr. Okoro. Did you see the video?
Did you see him? I didn't see the video.
You may not see it now.
They're unconfirmed
reports. You choose what you want to see and what you want to hear.
So whenever it
has to do with Wike, you these followers who follow him blindly.
Barrister, I will not take that. I'm an anchor. My position here is to ask you questions.
How come you didn't see all the
Barrister, I didn't see it. Unconfirmed reports.
Hold on. Why come you did not see all the infamy he committed in Rivers State?
Well, in my position here, I can't see any. When I go out,
you can't see any.
I'm just asking you questions.
Anyway, it has backfired. Okay. So I don't know what people are going to do now. In fact, I sympathize with you because all your gambit has failed. All your
gambit, when you say you, what do you mean?
All your gambit in Rivers State has failed because you people were applauding him, you were guarding him, you were supporting Wike, claiming that he's a godfather. He brought Fubara, he's bad, he's this and that. And I was looking at you. We have argued this over and over here. Now that the thing has backfired, what happens?
What did we argue? What did we argue?
You are arguing that somebody brought Fubara. Without a week, Fubara would have a governor. Is that not what you have been arguing?
Okay.
And
so what's your own position?
My position is that I keep saying that we have no right over Fubara.
Nobody said he has right. The point of discussion was, without Wike, would Fubara have been a governor?
It's a lie.
What is a lie?
One word or the other, it would have happened.
Okay, but who made it happen?
I gave the example.
Barrister, leave one word. Hold on. Barrister, who made it happen?
I gave the example with Jonathan, who is from Bayelsa, the smallest of the states in Nigeria. How could he have become president with the place he's coming from? Okay. That's minority of the minority.
Okay.
Yes, by the providence of God, Jonathan became the president of this country. True of us. So if Wike had insisted, Fubara would have left the PDP and then joined another party. And then from there,
Fubara will have left PDP. At what point, Barrister, can we not get into this argument? At that point, let's not get into this argument. And at that time, I told you.
Why was Wike protecting him?
Barrister, I told you that your argument was very illogical, very flawed, and very sentimental. I still see that. And I still say that. Sometimes, Barrister, now one of the two new defectors, you know, so to say, defectors come from Obiakpo local government, which is Wike's home local government. Does that speak to a loss of popularity from Wike?
What are you talking about?
I'm just asking.
Hey, God Almighty. Mr. Ogoro, Obiakpo is not Rivers State. True or false? Obiakpo is not Rivers State.
But Obiakpo is in Rivers State.
It is not Rivers. Obiakpo cannot give you victory as the governor of Rivers State.
But that is what Wike says.
You can see you again. You can see.
I'm reporting him. I'm reporting what he said. I'm not saying.
What Wike said is irrelevant here.
According to you.
He was just making noise. He was just blowing hot air.
Okay.
Which has fizzled up now. Mr. Okoro, Wike has fizzled out. It's not a spent force. You know, when you shoot a missile, when it opens, when the cage open, it will drop all the things it will carry, and then by the time it fire and land where it becomes a spent force. Wike has exhausted all his gimmicks.
Okay.
He has nothing to offer again. That's why he's keeping quiet.
So what's up next for him now? What's next for him?
Is that what?
What is next for him?
He has to remain quiet like every other governor that has passed through Rivers State.
Okay.
Every other governor that has passed through Rivers State.
And
he has to
do you think that the Wike that you know, do you think he will remain quiet?
What?
The Wike you know, do you think he will remain quiet?
Let him dare to make noise again. Then you tell me whether Tinubu like to share the limelight with anybody. He has forgotten the 48 laws of power. The first one, the cardinal sin he committed was to try to outshine the master.
Okay, so he tried to outshine Tinubu.
Yes, that was
in what way? In what way?
What he was doing, he wanted to play Godfather that he doesn't have the power to do. He wanted to do it. The other thing was making noise. Did you hear what he said? That nobody can become something without him. This and that. You know, you had him now. So, you want to play the same role somebody playing in Lagos State here? In a very crude manner.
What are the chances of Fubara securing a second?
He must.
Okay.
The people of Rivers State and APC, they are behind him. Fubara is a done deal. Who else is going to challenge him in Rivers? Who? Which other party in Rivers State? No, tell me now. Which other party? There is no other party. You know it, I know it. So what are you saying?
Okay, so we have a pattern in Rivers State now where Odeli came in, installed, put in Amechi. Amechi betrayed him. Amechi brought in Wike to be his chief of staff. And at a point, you know, they had problems. Wike managed to become the governor. And now he started having problems with Amechi. Like Amechi said, capital of betrayal, that Rivers is capital of betrayal. Now, Wike brought in Fubara, and Fubara has now overpowered him. So it's become a pattern in Rivers State. Do you expect, or do you see, can you look into the future and see, based on what is happening, do you think that Fubara, while living, if he eventually becomes second-term governor, while living, do you think he would like to install someone?
He is going to stabilize this bad pattern in Rivers State.
Okay.
He will because I don't see Fubara trying to play Godfather.
Okay.
I don't see him.
That was exactly what Wike said.
That was the Wike.
Obaseki was. That was what Wike said when Obaseki was fighting Oshomole. And Wike said, I wish I could get the video and play. Wike said, I know.
I know. But by their fruits we shall know them.
What fruits now?
Wike, there is no truth in his mouth. Remember when he said that his father was the general manager of all the companies in Nigeria.
Okay, have you checked him out?
We said what?
Have you checked him out? And
when Senator Mbata called him and said, you this boy, are you not the one who used to come and wash my car in my house, and I used to pay your school fees? Okay. Did the Wike reply him and say, that you didn't hear that one?
I heard that. I know too that Wike has replied to Senator Mbata.
What did he say?
I know that he has replied.
Did he say that the man was lying?
But I know that he has replied.
Replied him in what form now? So when the truth is there, you don't need to argue it. Everybody knows.
Now you believe that Wike is someone who lies.
He talks. In fact, he has several mouths.
Okay.
And
that Fubara is not like that.
You can see it by their fruits. We shall know them.
By their fruits.
What causes the problem? Is it not when you want to install, when you want to play God, when you want to play Godfather? Is that not the problem of Rivers State? That will tell you that Rivers State people are always resisting godfathers. When you say betrayal, is it for good or for bad? No. It is when you want to play God. That is the problem. So, in fact, I celebrate the people of Rivers State for resisting this evil.
Okay.
Yes, I respect them. I respect them. Yes, it shows that yes, they can resist it.
Okay, they can
unlike
resist
some
evil.
people.
Okay, you praise the people of Rivers State for resisting.
Yes, for
so what would you praise Fubara for? Fubara in the years that he was accountant general?
Because he was, oh my God, he was trying to be a good boy.
A good boy.
Yes, he was trying to be a good boy, but they took it for granted. Yes.
He was trying to be a good boy by helping Wike to do what?
He was trying to be a good boy, but they took him for granted.
How?
That's why
Explain that. He was trying to be a good boy by under declaring the state's internal generated revenue.
No. Wike was the governor. He cannot have squabbles with Wike.
Okay.
He cannot. That's why I told you that. Yeah.
So he's a good person. He's a good person.
Fubara helped.
Wike is a good person. Fubara is a good person.
Fubara helped Wike more than Wike helped Fubara.
Barrister, what did Fubara help Wike to do?
Because he helped him to cover all the atrocities he did at the.
So Wike had atrocities. You're a lawyer. You're a lawyer. Somebody had atrocities. He had an accomplice, and you are saying the accomplice is a good person.
When we get to court, we argue that.
When you get to court. Now, Barrister, let's get into our last. Barrister, let's get into our last topic of discussion.
Let Wike open the Pandora's box.
The United States Department has announced an indefinite pause on visa processing for applicants from 75 countries, including Nigeria, Russia, Iran, Egypt, and Afghanistan. Well, and starting January 21, the move is aimed at tightening enforcement of the public charge rule to block applicants considered likely to rely primarily on public assistance in the United States. Under a new state directive, consular officers have been instructed to refuse visas while screening and vetting procedures are reassessed. Officers are to consider factors such as age, health, finances, English proficiency, and potential medical needs, with limited exceptions allowed only after applicants clear public charge concerns. While the public charge rule has existed for decades, this enforcement has fluctuated across the administrations. The latest action signals a return to stricter interpretation, reversing the narrower approach adopted under the Biden administration, which had limited the benefits considered in public charge determinations. Now, Barrister, America keeps tightening the news around Nigerian people. To what extent do we have all of this coming to Nigeria?
Donald Trump don't want destitute in his country. What is wrong with that? He said likely to depend on social welfare. Okay. Is that not what he said?
Okay.
So he doesn't want destitute. You stay in your country and then work it out. Is that a bad idea? I have told him already in the morning that he should ban everybody.
You told him, Donald Trump?
No, in the morning when I was doing this analysis.
Okay.
Yes, I told him that he should ban not just political leadership or some selected Nigerians. Everybody, including their children who are schooling there, because they are there because of our taxpayers' money that their parents are using to train them. Ordinarily, those civil servants can afford to pay school fees in America. But because of what they did with that Omar, is that not his name? The one that the children are schooling at the best, the most expensive school in Switzerland. Do you think that man is the only person? These other people are involved. So let him send all of them back here, Mr. Okoro. How can we continue to depend on America on just everything? School, health, money, aid, handout. Let him send everybody back here. Let all of us come and sweat it out here. That's what I'm saying. He do not even select some people. No, everybody. No Nigeria should step into America throughout the period of Donald Trump. What are they looking for here? How many Americans come here?
But Barrister, look at the countries we are nested with: Russia,
Iran,
Egypt, Afghanistan, and Yemen. All non-democratic states. Is that a statement?
That is the most embarrassing thing. That means you are not regarded.
Okay.
All these things that you are posing as a democratic state, you are not one of them. And look at the smaller, apart from Russia.
Okay.
Apart from Russia.
Barrister, if you say it's an embarrassment, are you aware that the federal government is paying about $9 million, or is going to pay $9 million, to lobby group, to start cleaning Nigeria's image, to change Trump administration's perception of Nigeria? So if they are paying so much money, $750,000 a month, to this I group, and Nigeria is getting all of this, what is the value of that lobby? Does it look like it's working?
That will tell you that it's not working. Apart from the arms they sent the other day.
Even without the lobby group, Nigeria has been getting arms from US.
So it doesn't. I don't think Donald Trump is letting down. His eye is still on the ball. All this one is just making money for American lobbies. But I see what Nigeria is doing as bribe. The federal government of Nigeria is bribing America. And this bribe it has been ongoing. I remember when Chicago scandal broke, you saw what happened. The professor they forged her signature was, in fact, she threatened to go to court all of a sudden. Do you think she just relaxed? Do you think she just relaxed? So that is, in fact, with that kind of development, the woman would have made a lot of money. So what I'm saying in essence is that Donald Trump should ban all Nigerian politicians from coming to spend our money in America.
Okay, so that would have been your concluding thought.
Yes.
But I want to ask you, how much of this will help reshape the war on terror? How much of this tightening of the news, like visa ban, all of these actions,
Mr. Okoro, when this matter get to a head, Nigerians will fight for themselves.
Okay.
These people that are looking for war, they will see it from Nigeria when push come to shove. They will see it. By that time, the government will now sit up. No, it's not possible. You cannot Islamize everybody. All this is that we have been talking, government just pretend as if when it gets to a point, Nigerians will carry arms themselves and say, no, all of us are dying today.
All right.
Maybe by that time, government will sit up. How can you Islamize everybody in Nigeria?
All right,
is it possible?
Barrister Darlington, we are out of time.
If they don't want to do anything, Nigeria will do something on their own.
Okay, Barrister, this is where we draw the curtains. It's important to state that the opinions expressed here are those of the analysts and not the official position of Voice of the People Television.
It is
Barrister Darlington, I thank you very much for your appearance on Political Lens. I appreciate your appearance, and I hope that we can do this some other time. On behalf of the backroom staff, we're talking about the technical director, the bus manager, the ingest engineer, and the sound manager. I am Chukwuma Okoro. Up next is Issues with Nana Ndemduto. Join us again, 7 o'clock on top of the hour. Bye for now.